so I can produce them for you.
The hardest question is, how long does it take to make a ring box? Oh, at least a couple of years. Or somebody else would always say, well, about 40 years with all the experience that goes into making this all come together. This is now the end product of everything that's accumulated throughout the lifetime.
Dad cuts them out on the bandsaw, so they're a little rough on the edges, have a little extra. I consider that's the getting the rough diamond, and I'm the diamond cutter. I turn it into the gem you see before you. It's up to me to give each side that perfect pressure and make sure everything comes out symmetrical. I put 110% in every one. That's what I've always said to Dan and Kathy. I said, can you pick up every one and look at it and say, I'd be proud to show this to my parents and my friends. And that's what I look at each one. I mean, that's the detail I put into them. And it's amazing how much character every box has. There's not one alike. Every single one is different. But everybody that I talk to is just thrilled about them. And it is an excellent feeling.
I made over 25,000 of these boxes. It's like snowflakes, they're all unique. You can see it in the character and uniqueness of the wood grain and how they look.
We get to accent the beauty of the wood. That's what it is, accenting the beauty of the wood. That's where I get my enjoyment. That just makes me happy, and then when people see that, it makes a difference. It brings a smile to their face. And don't we all need something to bring a smile to our face? Good memories. This is all what it's about.
When I'm talking with somebody and they realize I'm the maker of the boxes, it's nice. They feel it's nice to meet somebody that's doing something for them. And the fact that I really take the pride in making these boxes so they are something that's unique to them. It's something that they have on their mantle that other schools don't have. Pride in Clemson. These ringing boxes are going to be here 500 years from now. They'll be sitting on some mantle, and somebody will have to put genealogy to the person on that box sitting on the mantle, but somebody else will flip it over and say, I wonder who made them. That's my legacy.
My thoughts often wander through these upper South Carolina hills that shelter the university that forms a common bond for many thousands of people who have studied here, or taught here, or worked here. There's something in these hills that has touched every one of them, something that has rubbed off on them in varying degrees, something that is built within the breasts of all Clemson men and women, an enduring spark akin to an eternal pride. There's something in these hills. It was here when a handful of fledgling faculty members greeted a relatively small band of 446 students more than 100 years ago. That was shortly after convict labor had completed an administration building and clock tower that still dominate these Blue Ridge foothills with a timelessness and serenity that impart inspiration and strength anew each time they are looked upon. There's something in these hills that has endeared itself to an endless procession of administrators, teachers, students, secretaries, and workmen. Hundreds of names pass through my consciousness, names of people who gave selflessly of themselves to build the institution nestled here, and who at one and the same time mined the priceless something the hills contain, and returned to them still more of it. There's something in these hills, and from them we have drawn the power to transcend the stresses and strains that tug away to make things come unglued in these disquieting times. The power to cut through such modern concepts and such modern facts as generation gaps, communication gaps, and ideological gaps. There's something in these hills that has bound together a man of over 90 and a woman under 20. Something that has given them a common ground on which to stand and a start toward bridging and eliminating any gap or any stress or any strain that might try to make unglued whatever they seek for themselves as they move out of these hills into the mountains, the plains, the oceans, the forests, the skies, and the storms of life. There is something in these hills that you and I can't define and others can't understand. A wave of warmth always surges through me when outsiders say, I don't know what it is about you Clemson people, but your undying love for Clemson is admired by everyone I know. There's something in these hills, and I suspect that's what it is. The ability of an institution through the unending dedication and greatness of its people, its administration, its faculty, its staff, its students, and alumni to impart to all it touches a respect, an admiration, an affection that stands firm in disquieting times, when things around it give impressions of coming unglued. There is something in these hills that brings together and binds together and holds together
men and women of all persuasions,
of all heights, sizes, weights, and cultural backgrounds.
Something that cuts across every difference, spans every gap, penetrates every wall.
Something that makes a man or a woman stand taller, feel better, and say with a high pride to all within earshot,
I
I
went to Clemson.
Good afternoon. I can't tell you how excited I am to welcome you to the 2022 Spring Ring Ceremony. My name is Lane Josie, and I'm the president of the Clemson Student Alumni Association and the Clemson Student Alumni Council. It is an honor to be with each of you today as you participate in one of Clemson's greatest traditions. Placing the Clemson ring on your finger today not only signifies that you're nearing graduation, it is a forever reminder of your time, your life, and your experiences on the Clemson campus. It will forever connect you to the many alumni you will meet throughout your life after you've crossed a future stage to receive your Clemson diploma. It will forever connect you to Clemson and to each other, and it will forever remind you of this day. We're honored here to have many special guests with us, from all of you students receiving your Clemson ring, to the families that have joined us, to our guest speakers who provide a glimpse into the Clemson ring means to the Clemson family. First, please join me in welcoming the members of our distinguished stage party, our university president, Dr. Jim Clements, President of the Clemson Alumni Association, Mr. Greg Morton, and Executive Director of the Clemson Alumni Association, Mr. Will Brasington. Join me in a round of applause for these special guests. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Will Brasington, to come forward to begin our program. Will's a member of the class of 2000, and as just mentioned, he's the Executive Director of the Clemson Alumni Association. Please welcome Mr. Will.
Well, good afternoon and welcome. It's another beautiful day in Clemson, and aren't we fortunate to be able to spend it together in this way. Lane, thank you very much for your warm introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, our team at the Clemson Alumni Association, along with our Student Alumni Council, have been working diligently to create for you today's memorable experience. To our students, you already have created many memories that you will hold dear for the rest of your life. And today, we celebrate a uniquely remarkable milestone in your Clemson journey as each of you joins the more than 170,000 living alumni around the world who have earned the right to wear the Clemson ring. To the parents and the guests of those being honored today, we thank you for taking the time to travel to experience this special moment with your student. The Clemson Alumni Association is proud to sponsor the ring ceremony as part of our ongoing mission to celebrate and enhance the lifelong connections that define the Clemson experience and to serve and enable all who love Clemson to remain actively involved in the advancement of the university. The association brings together alumni of all ages, all races, all geographies to keep their flame for Clemson alive and glowing. We do this through events, get-togethers, various activities, and regular communications so that alumni will always feel that they are a part of the Clemson family. And of particular importance to those of you who will soon graduate, the Alumni Association provides an array of services and networking opportunities to help our recent graduates begin their careers. More than anything, your Clemson Alumni Association unites all those who proudly wear the Clemson ring in celebrating our special kinship. Our mission is to keep all members of the Clemson family engaged in, informed about, and truly excited and inspired by all that is happening at Clemson and with our alumni. I'd like to take just a moment to congratulate two of our newest and most special ring wearers, our President and First Lady, Jim and Beth Clements. You see, last fall, just a few months ago, both were named honorary alumni of the Clemson Alumni Association and were presented with their very own rings. Jim and Beth are true Clemson Tigers, and they so richly deserve this honor. They're the perfect fit for our loyal and passionate alumni family. Nothing symbolizes the connection we share more beautifully or more powerfully than the Clemson ring. Over time, the Clemson ring has changed a little, but the tradition has always remained the same. And now, you too are part of that tradition. Would you please enjoy the following video that highlights the special history of our Clemson ring, which dates all the way back to the first graduating class in 1896.
Your ring tells a story of the journey you took to get here, the dreams, the sacrifices, the grit. Your ring tells a story of opportunity, of newly opened doors. Your key, a game changer, a career starter, a conduit to success. Your ring tells a story of legacy, the history of those who came before you. those who dared to be extraordinary in their pursuit of excellence. Your ring tells a story of selfless service, of wars fought and battles won, the thousands of bold men and women who risked it all and didn't hesitate to do so. Your ring tells a story of the dreamers and doers, the ones who dare to change the status quo, the students who become professionals, the interns who become experts, the leaders who become heroes. Your ring tells a story of kinship, of an unspoken bond. This is what family feels like. Our alma mater runs deep. This unwavering connectedness survives in a world that can easily divide us. Who shall separate us now? No one. Your ring tells a story of the person wearing it now and the person wearing it 100 years ago. A lifelong network of family. Your ring tells a story of humble beginnings. The first ring formed and cut in 1896. The evolution of this small but mighty silver and gold torus. The updates, the upgrades, the tributes, the honor, the eagle of peace, the palmetto, the star, the hope. Dum spiro spero spes. As long as you have breath, you can fight on. Your ring tells a story of Clemson pride, of homegrown glory, unstoppable Tigers, of championships won and victories to come. Your ring tells your story, your journey to get here, your blueprint for success. Your ring is your family, your link to the past, present, and future of Clemson. Your friends, your classmates, your people. It's so much more than a ring. It's your story, a part of who you are. It is your part of our story. Wear it with pride. Tiger pride.
Good afternoon. My name is Brennan Doherty, and I'm the Vice President of the Student Alumni Association and the Student Alumni Council. As a Clemson student and a representative of the student body, it is my pleasure to join you on such a special occasion. As a group, we have overcome so much. We have faced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Yet we have bonded together as a family in solidarity and love. And today, we will strengthen that bond by joining together in wearing the Clemson ring. Along with graduation, this will be one of the most important moments of your college career. I hope you will cherish it as much as I know I will when I receive my ring today. We wouldn't be here today without the faithful leadership of the president of our alma mater. President Clements has had a major impact on this great university in service to students, to faculty and staff, and to alumni everywhere. He is a nationally recognized voice in higher education who is leading Clemson to unprecedented levels of achievement. Since he joined Clemson in 2013, undergraduate applications have increased 175%, with student success measures such as retention and graduation rates have risen to record heights. And during that same period, annual research expenditures have steadily increased to current all-time highs of more than $237 million. He has helped to raise more than $1.3 billion in private support for our students and faculty, and the university has invested $1 billion in new construction. Please join me in welcoming to the stage honorary Clemson alumnus, Dr. Jim Clements.
Thank you, Brennan, for that wonderful introduction, and congratulations on getting your Clemson ring today. Good afternoon, go Tigers. Come on, this is a celebration. Good afternoon, go Tigers. That's much better. Thank you all for being here for this very special ceremony. I'm honored to be here on this absolutely beautiful and incredible day for your ring ceremony. I can tell you this is absolutely one of my most favorite events. Will you please help me thank Lane Josie and Brennan Doherty for their service as President and Vice President of the Student Alumni Council. And thank you to undergraduate student body President-elect Malik Balajan. Would you please help me thank him for his leadership? I appreciate all of our students in leadership positions and the important work that they do. I also want to thank the chairs for the ring ceremony, Grant Wilkins and Riley Dowling. I know that they and their team did a lot of work planning this wonderful event for you. Will you please help me thank them? Also want to thank my dear friend Will Brazington, Executive Director of the Alumni Association, and Mr. Greg Morton, President of the Alumni Association. Would you please help me thank them for their leadership? The ring ceremony is indeed another great Clemson tradition, and it's always a special day, but now it holds even more meaning for me personally. As Will mentioned, my wife and I were named honorary alumni, and we were presented with our very own Clemson rings at a surprise announcement last fall. Beth and I were both humbled and honored to be named honorary alumni, and we wear our rings with great pride as members of the alumni family. So I am proud to wear my ring today as I present you with your Clemson ring. You know, rings are important things. They have a tangible value, as you will see in a video and hear about later in the ceremony from my very dear late friend, General Ben Scardin, who passed away last November at the age of 104. Rings also have great symbolic value. The ring that I wear today symbolizes the commitment that my wife and I made on our wedding day more than 31 years ago. She's not here, but I love her dearly. My wedding ring celebrates the birth of a new family, my family. In a similar way, your Clemson ring symbolizes an important rite of passage for you. And today is an important milestone on your journey here at Clemson. For many of you, that journey started with freshman convocation when I had a chance to welcome you to Clemson. And it will continue when we meet again at graduation and you receive your diploma. But what does today, Ring Day, actually signify? First, it means that you have successfully completed at least 90 credit hours of academic work towards earning your degree. So please pat yourselves on the back. That is quite an accomplishment at one of the best public universities in the country. About 3/4 of your college career is now behind you, and the end is in sight. Second, it means that you have chosen a major field of study and a career path that you will follow. Your future beyond Clemson as an independent, self-sufficient adult is taking shape. Parents, I know that you are happy about that, and we thank you for your support. Would you please help me thank all the family members who are here today? Finally, many of you will leave this ring ceremony absolutely determined to make the best possible use of every moment you have left at Clemson. I felt the same way during my senior year in college, and I think you will too. Savor this time, use it wisely, and make it meaningful. You will never have a better chance to learn so much from so many diverse people as you have on this campus. Wear your ring with great pride and with the understanding that upon graduation, you will join a family of more than 170,000 alumni worldwide. This is an opportunity, but it is also a responsibility. You will be an ambassador for Clemson wherever you travel. Your ring will be a conversation starter, and it will open doors for you. Soon you will be able to add your story to the ring stories that we hear today. So it's truly an honor for me to present you with your Clemson ring. Congratulations, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of your journey here at Clemson. May God bless you all, and go Tigers!
Hello, fellow Tigers. My name is Malik Baligan, and I currently serve on Student Alumni Council and as your newly elected student body president. I am honored to be here with you today as a part of this significant occasion in your journey at Clemson University. I stand here, like many of you, eager to get my long-awaited Clemson ring. I hope you're as excited as I am. Finally, those late hours in Cooper Library, the 8 a.m. classes that we had to drag ourselves out of bed for, and those stressful exams that have all been a part of our Clemson journey are about to pay off. This ring, which may seem like just a piece of jewelry to add to your collection, means so much more. It's a physical representation of the bond that exists between Clemson alumni near and far, who, just as we are doing now, walked these hills, sat in these seats, and had a role in making Clemson into what it is today. The Clemson ring will soon hold a special place in your heart, much like it does for the many alumni who wear it today. Several of you may have customized your rings to represent a specific portion of your Clemson experience, and for years to come, you will be able to look at it and reminisce on the memories you made during your time here at this wonderful institution. I would like to take a brief moment to share with you what has led to the meaning I am going to find in my Clemson ring. It is a meaning that begins at home, with the most influential Clemson graduate in my life, my mother. My mother was and is a very involved alumna in ways ranging from game day tailgates and watch parties to leadership and support of Clemson on the academic side, her involvement on the Clemson Alumni Board, her support of the Peer-Wise program, and the creation of her very own scholarship, the Sonia Spratley Baligan Diversity Scholarship for Women in Science and Engineering, all attest to her love for this university and have inspired me to serve the students of the Clemson community. The meaning of my ring comes from the experiences that I've seen with her ring. I remember playing travel baseball all around Georgia, and with that came the rowdy plate-side parents. At one particular tournament, there was a dad from another team who was pretty vocal in saying that his son's team would beat ours, should we ever have to face off. Fast forward to later in the tournament, my mom and I were sitting outside the concession stand when the dad approached my mother and asked, "Is that a Clemson ring you're wearing?" Of course, as a proud alumna she is, my mother flashed her ring and said, "Why, yes, it is." He went off to show his own Clemson ring and let out a "Go Tigers." And then I eagerly replied with the "Go Tigers." He cracked a smile and gave me a high five. Throughout the rest of this tournament, this dad was like my second biggest cheerleader, thanks to the bond that he shared with my mother. This goes to show that no matter the difference we may have, there's a common thread that ties us all together, and that is the Clemson ring. Very soon, you'll hear the profound story of late Colonel Ben Scarden, a member of Clemson's class of 1938. Following a distinguished military career, he returned to Clemson as a professor of English. During that second career, Clemson students selected him as the alumni master teacher in 1977. In 2002, he received the Alumni Association's highest award for distinguished service. And in 2020, he received the university's highest public honor, the Clemson Medallion. Also, shortly before his passing last November, he received the honorary promotion to the rank of Brigadier General. Today, we are honored to have the opportunity to hear his amazing story and how his Clemson ring literally saved his life.
For years, the Tigers who came before you have heard the story of Colonel Ben Scarden, a Clemson graduate who bravely fought in World War II. He became a prisoner of war, forced to participate in the Bataan Death March after the 3-month Battle of Bataan in April 1942. More than 60,000 American and Filipino troops were made to march through the country while suffering extraordinary physical abuse. And it's estimated that 1/3 of the prisoners died. If not for his Clemson ring, Colonel Scarden would have been one of them. This is his story.
The Bataan Death March occurred at the surrender of the American Filipino forces in April of 1942 on the Bataan Peninsula. And so we soon realized as we made the march that the guards were looking for rings, watches. I took my ring off and I rolled it up in my sleeve, I believe. From then on, I became very, very protective of the ring. Never to pull it out and look at it or anything else, but I knew where it was. I was in very, very bad health in prison camp, and there was no medicine, no way of improving your health. And then when it got to where I was going to have to be put over in what they call the hospital area in the 0 ward, because that's where they took people that couldn't do anything for us, and no one ever returned from there. Henry Otis took care of me. Otis was able to let it be known that he knew of a gold ring was for trade for food, and they mixed up chicken and rice, and they spoon-fed me because I had this, couldn't see very well for one thing. But I responded to that so well, my appetite was restored, and I was whole again, so to speak. Well, I've often thought about my little gold ring, which I'd hidden for so long, and I had no qualms about turning it over to Otis for this exchange because there was nothing else that could be done. But I've always thought about that ring. And when I was married in 1947, my wife, as an engagement present, had my brother, who was a Clemson graduate, replace the ring. And I've had it ever since, naturally, and I take a great pride and glory in having a ring that fits and one that I'm very, very proud of.
As you receive your ring today, you will go forward to create your own unique story. You too will face your own challenges and triumphs. And while we can't imagine what some of the Tigers before us have endured, know this: these rings will continue to bind us together and make us all stronger, year after year.
We had to say goodbye to a dear friend, a true Tiger, and a great American with the passing of Ben Scarden at the age of 104 this past November. Although he earned the honorary title of Brigadier General, he will continue to be affectionately known by so many of us as Colonel Ben. I can confidently say to each of you, there will never be another one quite like him. And while he's physically gone from us today, his spirit will continue to live with us through this ceremony and in the hearts of countless Clemson men and women in perpetuity. It's always such an inspiration to hear Colonel Scarden's story so that all who wear the Clemson ring, including each of you here today, can truly understand the bond of the Clemson family and the significance of the ring. I'd like to share an additional reflection on another important lesson Colonel Scarden taught us. For the May 2012 dedication of Memorial Park, just across from the stadium here, Colonel Scardon was asked to speak on the topic of How Will You Serve?, which is the theme for Memorial Park. His remarks included a guide, perhaps even a challenge, for how each of us should view our own relationship with Clemson. Colonel Scardon noted that Memorial Park is dedicated to Clemson alumni in all professions, industries, and roles in society who have served to improve the quality of life and to protect our freedoms. And then he added this observation. He said, Clemson University is an extension of the vision of its planners and administrators and the talents and gifts of its graduates and friends. As an English professor, Colonel Scardon always chose his words very carefully. You'll note that he did not say that we are an extension of Clemson. Rather, he said that Clemson is an extension of us. Clemson does not define who we are as individuals, nor the impact that we will have on the world. Rather, we define Clemson's impact by how we, as Clemson alumni, use our talents and our gifts to help others and to make the world a better place. Students, we hope that each time you look at the Clemson ring on your finger, from this day forward, you will recall Colonel Scardon's story so that the ring will become a constant reminder and motivation to use your Clemson education, your Clemson experience, your Clemson spirit to be of service to others wherever you may go in life. As we prepare momentarily to present to you your Clemson ring, I want to point out something that I think you might find to be neat. We've talked a lot today about the ring's rich history, and in fact, the video we watched a little earlier talked about some of the design elements that help make our ring very special, help make it stand out. When each of you walk across this stage in just a few moments, you'll receive a white box. Inside the white box that you receive, you'll find another box, a wooden box that contains your ring. Pay particularly close attention to that wooden box. You see, this box that holds your ring was made from the wood of trees that once thrived on Clemson's campus. These trees, many of which fell due to old aging root systems, spent many years as the canopy of our campus that we all walked under at one time or another. May this box, as well as your ring, forever bring you fond memories of the special times you experienced at Clemson. Now, it is time to celebrate and recognize each of you as we join those who have earned the right to wear the Clemson ring. On behalf of your Clemson Alumni Association and indeed the entire Clemson family, we applaud you for this impressive accomplishment. And now, without further ado, please allow the presentation of class rings to begin.
Melody Lewis. Kira Merrill. Ethan Tompkins. Victoria Ladd. Joe Lady. Maria Lawley. Lita Kate Lamb. Jake Lamott. Owen Lancaster. Richard Land. Delaney Landry. Madeline Lamford. Hannah Lang. Austin Lanham. William Langford. Rachel Lanaman. Devin Lepan. Alexandra Larkin. Ashley Larkins. Naomi LaRoche. Ryan Lawrence. Jared Lazarus. Alyssa Leap. Jackson Ledford. Nathan Ledford. Anna Wallace Lee. Sarah Lee. Jack Leach. Emily Leak. Annie Leindecker. Tanner Leaston. John Linky. Andrew Leo. Sarah Leslie. Kaylin Lasore. Virginia Levine. Hannah Lewis. Jasmine Lewis. Jordan Lewis. Lauren Lewis. Bailey Lazan. Anna Luisa Lacone Lopez. Ashley Lagori. Abby Linder. Chloe Link. Sabrina Linky. Cameron Lipe. Stephanie Lippard. Berkeley Livingston. Cooper Lockett. Connor Logan. Kiki Logel. Jonathan Lolar. Callie Lawless. Maddie Long. Haley Longstreet. Olivia Looper. Gabrielle Lopez. Luke Lopez. Christine Liu. Connor Lum. Virginia Lundeen. Ashley Lupachuk. Noelle Luzzy. Jonathan Likens. Sydney Likens. Alyssa Lynch. Marie Emma Lynch. Michael Lynch. Nicholas Lynch. Alexandra Lynn. Tyler McInnes. Raquel Mack. William McCloskey. Duncan McNeil. Kenzie McQueen. Jenna Maffei. Lauren Magnon. Amanda Mahaffey. David Mahaffey. Haley McKechnie. Madeline Makowski. Jemiah Malone. Isabella Manfredini. Abigail Masarngid. Camden Marchane. Connor Margraf. Gabriella Marino. Ava Markham. Gabriela Marquez. Sophia Mera. Sarah Marsden. Emily Marshall. Clayton Martin. Grace Martin. Taylor Martin. Alexis Martino. Olivia Mason. Dalton Massey. Sydney Madison. Hannah Matthews. Jake McAllister. O'Neill McBride. Raleigh McCabe. Stuart McCall. Ryan McCarl. Caitlin McCarthy. Emmett McCauley. Megan McClanahan. Anna McClendon. Jacuris McLeod. Ashley McCord. Caroline McCorkle. Timothy McCormack. Mallory McCormick. Jackson McCoy. Lou McCurry. Amy McCutcheon. Lee McCutcheon. DeAndre McFadden. Daniel McGee. Nolan McGinnity. Savannah McGuire. Leanne McHugh. Grant McIntyre. Kylie McKee. Brittany McEwen. Ellen McKinnon. Sally McKissick. Kelsey McLaughlin. Sydney McMahon. Grierson McMullen. Maggie McNeely. Avery McNeely. Colin McNeely. Zoe McNellis. Olivia McNelly. Connor Macpherson. Camrick McWhorter. Caroline Metter. Aaron Medlock. Lindsay Melzer. Abby Merritt. Alexander Mikhailovs. Mackenzie Miles, Adam Miller, Caroline Miller, Hannah Miller, Paige Miller, Sarah Miller, Martin Milner, Colin Mims, Drayton Mims, Adam Mistretta, Casey Middle, Meredith Mock, Addison Mole, Dylan Molinaro, Trevor Montgomery, Abigail Moore, David Moore, Edward Moore, Elijah Moore, Georgia Moore, Justin Moore, Sarah Moore, Trevor Moore, Itamari Morales Fernandez, Julia Morgan, Jenna Morin, Anna Morley, Jonah Morningstar, Lindsay Maroney, Alexandra Maury, Maddie Morris, Kira Morrissey, Avery Morse, Amelia Morton, Walker Mosley, Jacob Moyd,
Colin Murphy, Lauren Murphy, Mills Murphy, Ryan Murphy, Gloria Murray, Ashley Myers, Anthony Nacarado, Adira Nair, Zaina Nadomar, Alex Nam, Angelina Nupolitano, Jackson Nash, Ryan Nattenstead, Haley Neal, Lauren Nizer, Carrie Nelson, Jayla Nelson, Owen Newman, Thomas Newell, Blanton Newman, Jack Newman, Jason Wynn, Nicholas Rabin, Wesley Nichols, Abby Nicholson, Cooper Nicholson, Megan Nicholson, Delaney Niemeyer, Emily Nill, Samuel Nimmer, Emma Nixon, Abigail Nodine, Julia Norman, Garrett Norris, Emma North, Aniela Nazca, Mary Ellis O'Kane, Maura Kate O'Hara, Wyatt O'Quinn, Autumn O'Shields, Daniel O'Sullivan, Delaney O'Toole, Amber Oakley, Jack O'Brien, Kelsey O'Brien, Brady Olenek, Caitlin Olive, Sierra Oliveira, Olivia Ollis, Nathan Olterman, Molly Orao, Patrick Orr, Joseph Ostapau, Claudia Ottinger, Everett Oots, Casey Owenby, Ashley Owens, Luke Owens, Lydia Owens, Taylor Owens, Josiane Ownby, Zoe Palaho, William Palmer, Abby Panuccio, Catherine Pafidis, Elizabeth Paradise, Caroline Parker, Emily Parker, Shania Parker, Abigail Parkinson, Thomas Parks, Bryson Parler, Logan Parnell, Abby Parsons, John Pasco, Brianna Patino, Caroline Patterson, Megan Patterson, Allison Patty, Catherine Pierce, Aliana Pearson, Peyton Pearson, Andrew Peel, Micaiah Pendarvis, Daniel Pendleton, Brett Percival, Ryan Perrine, Aaron Perkins, Bailey Perloff, Allie Perry, Laura Perry, Angelina Pesci, Matthew Hutto, Gregory Peterson, Emily Petty, Catherine Filer, Catherine Phillips, Ashlyn Phipps, Caitlin Pierce, Catherine Pierce, Matthew Pierce, Nicholas Pitcock, Diana Pittman, Ethan Pitts, Aubrey Plord, Michael Palomino, Claire Pond, Jamie Pontiacus, Amanda Poole, Carolyn Poppy, Henry Poston, Alexa Poulin, Alasia Powell, Grace Powell, Joel Powell, Matthew Powell, Jack Powers, Catherine Powers, Riley Priest, Colin Price, William Price, Cameron Puckhaber, Jolie Puglisi, Raymond Purdy, Mercedes Purington, Jameson Purvis, Cole Putnam, Malik Pyatt, Cameron Qualls, Marie Quaranta, Abby Quirk, Jackson Radcliffe, Emily Radovic, Caroline Ragland, Alex Rain, Jasmine Rainey, Megan Rafe, Abigail Rankin, Sarah Rast, Carissa Rowe, Robert Rauch, Hannah Ray, Isabel Ray, Hunter Rayburn, Adam Razovy, Abigail Reddy, Andrew Reamer, Jessica Reason, Andrew Robosio, Copeland Reed, Ethan Reese, Morgan Reeves, Megan Reinecke, Joy Renfro, Austin Renteria, Rick Retberg, Katie Rue, Taylor Richardson, Kielen Rico, Aspen Ritter, Chase Reichard, Kirsten Ritterizer, Emma Rivers, Sophie Rivers, Trevor Rizzo, Olivia Roach, Julianne Robert, Hannah Roberts, Hunter Robertson, Emily Robinson, Casey Rochford, Nick Rogers. Cole Rogers. Lily Rogers. Josephine Rohr. Alfredo Rojas. Sarah Rojabokin. Christian Romano. Francesca Romano.
Francis Ropp. Aaron Rosebrock. Caroline Ross. Dylan Ross. Lindsay Ross. Morgan Ross. Patrick Rosser. Madison Rudd. Jesse Russ. Lauren Russell. Margaret Russell. Hannah Rutland. Elizabeth Zarilli. Danny Sod. Elizabeth Socklaben. Rachel Sadak. Julia Sage. Gabriella Sadelman. Nicole San Innocenzo. Alan Sanders. McKinley Sanders. Tom Sanders. Corey Sandness. Emily Santiana. Wilson Sarvis. Sydney Satchel. Benjamin Satcher. Emma Sauer. Caitlin Sauls. Emery Sayers. Haley Scarborough. Paige Sharp. Mitchell Shiper. Sydney Shear. Jacob Shermer. Gabe Schlicksup. Emma Schmidt. James Reeves Schrimpf. Cooper Schroeder. James Schroeder. Julie Schroeder. Rachel Schroeder. Summer Scott. Sydney Scott. Douglas Scruggs. Hannah Seabrook. Anastasia Sewell. Savannah C. Benjamin Setterdahl. Madison Sexton. Megan Schaefer. Sabrina Shah. Emma Shank. John Shaw. Morgan Shaw. Summer Shaw. Brandon Shealy. Sarah Sheehan. Hannah Shelley. Emma Sherman. Abigail Shevlin, Courtney Shipman, Ashlyn Short, Madison Shortell, Thomas Schuler, Emily Shoemaker, Robert Shoemaker, Faith Shupert, Selena Siafa, Harrison Siegling, Carmen Sylvester, Rachel Syme, Anna Simmons, Matthew Simoncini, Kristen Sineth, Catherine Singleton, John Siokos, Ann Sipp, Addison Sizemore, Sarah Skeen, Addison Skinner, Emily Slauson, Benjamin Sleeper, Adam Smith, Alasia Smith, Andrew Smith, Caroline Smith, Gear Smith, Griffin Smith, Harris Smith, Kara Smith, Scout Smith, Stephen Smith, Allie Smoke, River Sneed, Justin Snipes, Ashley Snuggs, Maddie Solomon, Sloan Summers, Jesse Sorensen, Sawyer Sorrow, Abigail Sotilli, Samantha Speaks, Sammy Specht, Catherine Spear, Anna Spencer, Catherine Spires, Callan Sposa, Samantha Sprenkle, Brooklyn Springs, Courtney Stafford, Samantha Starstrom, Jacob Stoney, Lucretia Stevens, Savannah Stevenson, Johanna Stevenson, Elena Stevers, Catherine Stewart, Cormac Stockham, Gracie Stockman, Lauren Stachinsky, Roger Stona, Parker Stoner, William Stratford, Mackenzie Straub, Elizabeth Strickland, Brooke Stride, Isabel Strinsky, Clark Sturgis, Ania Suber, Maya Suber, Madeline Sudbeck, Jessica Suggs, Wilbert Suggs, Kelsey Sullivan, Ellie Sumner, Emily Sundberg, Pramita Sarish, Grant Sutherland, Megan Sutter, Aiden Swanson, William Swantek, Luke Swatonic, Nicholas Sweeney, Lindsay Sykes, William Sykes, Kelly Sylvester, Samuel Talley, Christopher Tanner, Rachel Tate, Andrew Taylor, Benjamin Taylor, Delaney Taylor, Hunter Taylor, John Taylor, Nick Taylor, Thomas Taylor, John Paul Teft, Natalie Telscher, Marina Terry, Shreya Thamana, Caroline Tierfelder, Hampton Thomas, Marlo Thomas, Alexandra Thomason, Ava Thompson, Bryson Thompson, Mary Thompson, Mackenzie Thompson, Sally Thompson, Sydney Thompson, Susanna Tiffin, Kayla Tilberg, Isabel Tiller, Joel Tiller,
Mariah Tillman, Jason Timberlake, Caitlin Tyndall, Chandler Todd, Emily Todd, Grant Tomlin, Jake Tomlinson, Ginger Tompkins, Allison Torok, Allison Torres, Grace Tao, Nicole Tran, Anna Transu, Marie Tremblay, William Trevelier, Sydney Trout, Brielle Trigg, Tommy Sembinos, Emma Tucker, Michael Tennessee, Haley Turk, Molly Turk, Alex Turkopoulos, Amanda Turner, Sophie Turpin, Catherine Turtola, Maggie Tyler, Valerie Ujoa, Nate Unger, Devin Valenza, Kaylin Van Horn, Mackenzie Vandenbreckel, Aubrey Van Sant, Gavin Vasquez, Megan Veal, Braden Valletta, Sarah Vina, Blakely Venerti, Ellie Vinsel, Kenneth Verostegui, Elizabeth Verdery, Madison Vick, Jacob Vicchio, Nicholas Villarreal, Garland Vinson, Kyle Volk, Kelsey Vrooman, Cynthia Vu, Anna Wagner, Annie Walker, Brittany Walker, Christopher Wall, Nadia Wall, Dion Wallace, English Calhoun Walpole, Nora Walsh, Jilly Walter, Rebecca Walton, Bailey Ward, Jonathan Ward, Catherine Ward, Tamia Ward, Molly Warren, Kinsley Waters, Paige Waters, Kyle Watkins, Amanda Watson, Haley Watson, Miller Watts, Willis Watts, Jacob Way, Brianna Wood, Aubrey Weiss, Michael Weatherford, Benjamin Webb, Jordan Weber, Nathan Weber, Emily Weeks, Zachary Weeks, Autumn Weinig, Jonathan Whites, Peyton Welch, Daniel Welsh, Megan Welsh, Mary Werner, Reagan Werner, Grace West, Jackson West, Lee West, Mary Jo West, William Weston, Elizabeth Whalen, Jackson Whaley, Anna Watley, Grayson Wheeler, Heidi Wheelahan, Amber White, Caleb White, Davis White, Grace White, Joshua White, Katie White, Megan White. Olivia Whitesides. Katarina Whitman. Ashley Witten. Anna Wickman. Kevin Wick. Patrick Wiesling. Margaret Wiggins. Hope Wild. John Wilkie. Abigail Wilkinson. Andrew Willie. Alicia Williams. John Williams. Matt Williams. Natalie Williford. Christopher Wilson. Jenna Wilson. Joseph Wilson. Madison Wilson. Thomas Wendell. Conyers Wingard. Joshua Wingold. Emma Winterland. Taryn Witherspoon. Macy Wolf. Nancy Wolf. Andrew Wolf. Andrew Wood. Avery Wood. Hunter Wood. Julia Wood. Nolan Wood. Samantha Woodard. Harry Woodmansee. Jeremy Woodruff. Abby Woods. Abigail Woods. Aaron Woolfolk. Samantha Worthen. Kate Wonarowski. Addie Wright. Ian Wright. Noah Wright. Pearson Wiley. Margaret Wyman. Jorge Zaka. Stokes Yarbrough. Allison Yard. Grayson Yerrick. Alexis Yo. John Yantz. Gabrielle Young. Julianne Young. Sydney Youngener. Sierra Yesko. Lauren Zalid. Livia Zarlengo. John Zarnowski. Jack Zavitkovsky. Carol Zeminski. Alexander Zinkevics. Alexandria Zito. Oliver Zubek. Reagan Zug. Jada Adams. Carter Ferguson. Austin Horvath. Pierce Tucker. Kevin Riggs. Abby Wilhite. Reagan Palladino. Jackson Moser. William Stevens. Joanna Whitmire. Katarina Mancini. Reagan Moody. At this time, we would like to recognize the members of the Student Alumni Council receiving their rings today. We are so grateful for their service, dedication, and loyalty to this organization and to Clemson University. Malik Balagan. Julia Lewin. Brennan Doherty. Chad Frick. Drew Gardner. Carson Guest. Lindsay Kirtley. Ross Niemer. Emily Stacy. Grant Wilkins.
Good afternoon, and congratulations. I'm Greg Morton, the president of the Clemson Alumni Association Board of Directors. It's always such a pleasure to participate in the ring ceremony, and it's extremely special to be part of this one. To our speakers and members of the stage party, to the Student Alumni Association, and to the alumni staff, thank you for helping us honor these new wearers of the Clemson ring. Each of you went to great lengths for many months planning this ceremony so that all of us could be here today. To our family members and guests, it means a great deal to these students and to us that you were able to be here to celebrate this moment. And to those of you who are now wearing those shiny new rings, I can't pass up this opportunity to remind you that the Clemson Alumni Association is your lifelong connection to Clemson. As long as you're in touch with the Alumni Association, we'll keep you in touch with Clemson. I hope that you'll always remember Clemson and what it has done for you so that you can help future Tigers have the same Clemson experience that you've had. For now, wear your Clemson ring with your class year facing you until you graduate. When you graduate, have another alum or family member turn your ring around and place it on your finger, and then you should shout to the world, "I went to Clemson." As I close out the program, just a reminder, family and guests, please exit the arena through the main entrances where you entered, and meet your student outside once everyone has exited the building. Please do not make your way to the student seating areas. To our students, you will exit the arena through the loading dock, the same location where you entered the building. As you're leaving through the loading dock, you will receive your congratulatory ring crest glass from the Clemson Alumni Association and Student Alumni Council. And if you're able to visit downtown Clemson before you head back to your respective hometowns, I'd like to encourage you to consider supporting our local businesses. Best wishes from the Alumni Association as you approach graduation and move to the next stage of your Clemson experience. Now, if you would, please stand and join me as we sing the Clemson University alma mater. Safely and go Tigers!